Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
My name is Christy R. Bradbury.
Okay.
I'm a mama to 5 children, and I have 13 grandchildren. I worked for 20 years with students in special education. And then now that I've retired from that, I am a children's book author, and I've written 3 books so far.
You
And I
can.
live in Los Angeles. I am involved in a big initiative that we are calling Books Bring Libraries Back to Life. I live in Los Angeles, and so in early January, when I looked outside my window, all we saw was smoke for days and days. And so many of the communities around me were burning. And of course, I was sitting at home praying and worrying like everyone in the city was doing. And I was thinking, I feel so helpless. What can I do to help? So I remembered that I have a niece who's just about your age who also lost her house in a fire earlier in the fall. And I found out that one of her favorite books is one of my books. It's over here called To Iowa in the Back Seat. And she was so sad to lose it. So, of course, immediately I sent her a copy of all 3 of my books. And as I was thinking about her, it caused me to think that one thing that children really love are their favorite stuffies, like yours, and their favorite books. And thousands of children not only had lost their homes, they also lost their schools. So I thought, what about books? Maybe we can help children get some books back. So what I did was I contacted the superintendent. He's the man that's in charge of everything at the school district I worked at for 20 years. And I emailed him and I said, what do you think about replacing books? All these children and all these schools have lost their books. He got back to me so fast and he said, this is a great idea. So, with the help of this school district called the Beverly Hills Unified School District, they're working with me and lots of authors from all over the world to replace teachers' books that were lost and library books that were lost of all these schools in the fires.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't lose anything in the fires. I am very, very fortunate to my house is still here and my neighborhood's still here. But the areas where there were really bad fires, we know people that lost their homes and lost their schools and lost their places that they worked. We know a lot of people that were really affected by it. And so I'm glad I can do something to help them.
What inspired you and the other authors to come together and donate these books? What the?
Oh, I love that question. One thing that inspired me was I remember when the fires happened on the island of Maui and this town of Lahaina, that whole town burned to the ground. And an author friend from Northern California, she reached out to other author friends and said, I want to send books to Lahaina on Maui. And so I was a part of that and I sent a lot of my books and she ended up selling like almost an entire airplane full of books to the children of Lahaina. And then this past fall, there were horrible hurricanes in Georgia and North Carolina, especially. And same thing, children lost so much. So I sent some of my books to be given to the children of North Carolina. So I thought, well, maybe these author friends of mine will help again. So on social media, my Facebook and my Instagram, I started reaching out to different author groups. And I said, would anybody want to help me and donate some books? It became so big, so fast, to the point when we first started, it was about 100 authors. And now it's over 250 authors, independently published children's book authors that are sending copies of their books. And because I'm getting help with the school district, we have a big giant room where we're able to open up all the boxes of books and organize them. So that's how this started. And it kind of started like a little snowflake and it turned into a snowball. And now it's a big mountain of snow of help of books to help the children that have lost everything in their schools, their friends. And I have to say this, the community of independently published children's book authors are some of the most creative and kind and generous people you could ever meet. And like I say, I've already received almost 2,000 books just from authors. And the response from them hasn't just been in the United States. I've received books from countries like South Africa, Australia, Spain, Ireland, the United Kingdom, Canada, the Netherlands. These are places all over the world where authors have mailed their books to the school called Hawthorne Campus, where we're keeping them and organizing them. So that response has been way greater than I ever imagined it would be. And books are still coming. Now, the response from the community is starting to get bigger. We set up a website through the Beverly Hills Unified School District. It's bhusd.org/books. And that takes you to a giant Amazon book wish list. We created this wish list from library catalogs, and now we're getting specific lists from teachers that lost all their books in their own classrooms. And I know that teachers pay for those books in their classrooms with their own money. So they're sending us lists of the books they personally lost. And the first thing we want to do is collect enough books that they lost and go to the schools that these students are being temporarily housed in and say, here you go, here's some of your books back. I'm so excited for the day that I get to do that. And the community's still helping, but we need everyone to go to that website and either donate money or donate books so that we can get almost 20,000 books donated. It is a lot.
Okay, you have 14 grandchildren. Do they live in LA?
None of them live in the city of LA, but half my grandchildren only live about an hour away south from me. And the other half of my grandchildren live about 4 hours north of me. So it's only a short drive, and I get to see them a lot, which makes me happy.
Are there other ways people with the authors, readers, or book lovers can donate?
Yes, that's an excellent question because we haven't collected all the books we want to collect yet. So if you know or anyone listening is a children's book author, you can message me on my Instagram, which is at Christy R. Bradbury. And you can message me and let me know you want to also donate your children's books, and I'll add you to this giant group chat of over 200 authors. And all we're talking about is trying to replace the school libraries and the classroom library books. If you are a member of the community, and this goes to anyone in the whole wide world, you can go to the website www.bhusd.org/books. And that will take you to the Amazon list. And maybe you don't know which books to pick, but you can also just donate money. And then I will go in and I will buy the books for you and make sure that we get all the teacher books purchased to give back to teachers. And like I say, we want to get 20,000 books so anybody can still help. And it's really important that everybody helps. Good question.
Okay. And what do you help people take away from this project?
Oh, I love that question. For me personally, I take away the joy of knowing that I'm doing something that can hopefully bring some joy back to people that have lost everything. Can you imagine if you lost your favorite books or you lost your favorite toys or your favorite stuffies? That would make you sad. Can you imagine how many children have been so sad because they've lost everything? So it makes me happy knowing that I'm making a difference. For anyone that helps and donates books, whether you're an author or just a community member, oh my goodness, are you adorable? If anybody helps, it will also give you that sense of joy and happiness knowing that you chose to do something to make a difference.
A book called Three Peas in a Pod, so donate.
And we're going to donate too.
Yes.
That's our next thing.
Yay! That's exciting. I will look forward to opening the box with your book in it. Appreciate that so much. I was just reminded on Saturday of a really cool quote from a man named Winston Churchill, very famous leader in the nation of England. And he said this. He said, there comes a precious moment in all of our lives when we are tapped on the shoulder and offered the opportunity to do something very special that is unique to us and our abilities. What a tragedy it would be if we are not ready or willing. And I was reminded of that. And I really feel like God tapped me on the shoulder and said, you have books. Books can bring back joy. And that's where we came up with the name of this whole project. Books bring libraries back to life. Because if there's books, there's libraries. And if there's books, children can read things that they love and enjoy. And books are such a special, special thing, especially for elementary school readers, but all readers. And I'm just so happy to be part of something that's becoming bigger and bigger every day. And I'm hoping it'll really make a difference.
Yes.
Yeah, books allow us to go into other worlds and pretend we're other people and enjoy so much. And that's what I've tried to do with my own books. They're based on my own childhood road trips from when I was just your age. And I've tried to create stories that are memorable and nostalgic and something that people can remember and want to read again and again and again. And that's why we want to replace all these classroom and school libraries for these children.